In The Happiness Advantage, Shawn Achor begins with a transformative premise. The traditional belief that success leads to happiness is backward. Instead, happiness acts as the foundation for success. Achor's insights are rooted in the science of positive psychology and his extensive research at Harvard, where he studied how people respond to challenges. He introduces the idea that the human brain performs significantly better when positive, resulting in higher productivity, creativity, and resilience. Ahor's key goal is to show that happiness isn't just a personal benefit. It's a tool that helps individuals thrive in their careers, relationships, and health. Principle 1. The Happiness Advantage. Achor introduces the first principle by focusing on how happiness is more than just a feel-good concept. It's a critical driver of success and performance. He draws on research to demonstrate how happiness fundamentally rewires the brain for better engagement, productivity, and creativity. Neuroscience plays a key role here, with dopamine, the neurotransmitter linked to happiness, not only elevating mood, but also sharpening learning and problem-solving skills. For instance, Achor cites research revealing that happy doctors can make diagnoses 19% faster, employees are 31% more productive, and sales professionals achieve 37% better results compared to their less happy counterparts. The happiness advantage Achor describes is not about blind optimism, but cultivating a mindset that unlocks higher potential. By incorporating positive visualization and uplifting environments, people can see marked improvements in their work and relationships. For example, athletes use mental imagery to improve performance, and teachers who create joyful classroom experiences inspire better learning outcomes. Achor also highlights an experiment where participants exposed to happiness-boosting content, such as humorous videos or uplifting stories, performed significantly better on problem-solving tasks than those who weren't. The evidence points to positivity as a tangible asset in navigating challenges and seizing opportunities. This principle reinforces that happiness isn't just desirable. It's a necessity in thriving within a demanding, competitive world. Principle 2. The fulcrum and the lever. This principle explores the power of perspective in shaping outcomes and driving success. Hoare explains that the way we perceive challenges, opportunities, and ourselves can dramatically alter the results we achieve. Drawing from the principles of leverage in physics, he emphasizes that by changing our mental fulcrum, our mindset, and applying effort strategically, we can amplify our results beyond what initially seems possible. Ahor recounts studies demonstrating that people who reframe stressful situations as opportunities for growth outperform those who saw them as threats. For example, research on students preparing for exams found that those who perceived the experience as a chance to improve learning performed better and felt less stressed. Similarly, workers who viewed tight deadlines as a chance to showcase their abilities reported higher job satisfaction and delivered superior results. The author uses inspiring examples of individuals who shifted their perspectives to overcome adversity. A cancer patient, for instance, reframed their diagnosis as a wake-up call to live more fully, transforming what might have been despair into a source of strength and purpose. By adjusting their fulcrum of thought, they gained emotional and mental leverage to navigate their challenges. Achor provides actionable strategies such as cognitive reframing exercises, where individuals practice seeing setbacks as learning opportunities. He emphasizes that while we can't always control external events, we have the power to choose the narrative we apply to those events, ultimately shaping how they influence our lives. This principle underlines the immense power of mindset in turning potential stumbling blocks into stepping stones for success. Principle 3. The Tetris Effect. This principle explores how our thought patterns shape our perception of the world. Hoare uses the Tetris effect, named after the experience of players seeing Tetris shapes in the real world after playing the game for extended periods, to illustrate how the brain can get wired to focus on certain patterns. In essence, when we engage in repetitive behavior, our minds start identifying patterns related to that behavior. Achor suggests that by consciously training our minds to spot positive patterns, whether they're in our daily routines or in our work, we can improve our overall productivity, creativity, and happiness. By focusing on the positive, we rewire our brains to see opportunities and solutions, rather than obstacles and problems. He explains how our mental habits create a lens through which we view our environment. For instance, someone stuck in a cycle of negativity will consistently focus on problems, obstacles, or failures, even when surrounded by opportunities. On the other hand, those who practice recognizing the good in situations develop a mindset that automatically seeks solutions, growth, and optimism. One compelling study cited by Achor involved three groups of participants who wrote down daily observations. The first group listed three things they were grateful for, the second listed neutral events, and the third documented frustrations. Over time, the gratitude group showed increased levels of happiness and decreased stress. This demonstrated that actively training the brain to notice positives can fundamentally shift one's baseline mindset. Achor uses relatable examples to show the power of focusing on the positive. He describes a tech company struggling with customer complaints. Instead of dwelling on the negatives, the management encouraged the support team to identify three customer successes every day. This small shift not only boosted team morale, but also sparked better problem solving and strengthened customer relationships. The story highlights how adopting a solution-focused mindset can lead to tangible improvements and a more positive work environment. To apply this principle, Achor suggests engaging in deliberate practices like maintaining a gratitude journal, celebrating small wins, or visualizing daily achievements. These practices reinforce positive thinking, allowing individuals to break free from patterns of negativity and tap into a happier, more productive mindset. The Tetris effect reminds us that what we repeatedly focus on expands, and choosing to concentrate on the positive can profoundly reshape our reality. Principle 4. Falling up. Achor introduces the transformative idea of falling up, which suggests that setbacks can serve as powerful springboards for personal and professional growth. It's easy to fall into a negative spiral after experiencing failure, but those who manage to reframe adversity as an opportunity tend to thrive in the long run. This principle is about actively choosing to view challenges as stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. One notable example Achor shares is of a manager who lost a major client. Instead of succumbing to the disappointment, he chose to reflect on his mistakes, adapt his approach, and use this experience to strengthen his strategy. His efforts led to new, more successful client relationships. This story highlights how focusing on learning and growth from failure can lead to unexpected success. Achor also introduces a technique called counterfact, where you mentally reframe a negative experience into something constructive. For instance, if you miss out on a promotion, rather than focusing on the failure, you could see it as a chance to acquire new skills or shift towards a role that better aligns with your broader goals. This mental exercise fosters resilience, helping people build hope, recover from setbacks, and ultimately achieve greater success. Principle 5. The Zorro Circle. This principle is all about starting small and building up confidence and control gradually. Named after the legendary hero Zorro, who began his fight for justice by mastering small, manageable areas before expanding his influence, this principle encourages us to take control of our lives step by step, focusing on small successes that grow into bigger achievements over time. Achor explains that when we feel overwhelmed by a challenge, it's easy to become paralyzed by the enormity of the task ahead. Instead of tackling everything at once, the Zorro Circle strategy teaches us to focus only on a small area of control. This approach builds a sense of mastery and momentum, which can then be extended to other areas of our lives. The principle highlights that, by narrowing our focus and having small, achievable goals, we can gradually expand our circle of control and confidence. Achor refers to a study of law students to illustrate the effectiveness of the Zorro Circle. In this research, students were asked to focus on one area of their studies they could control and improve. Those who implemented this focus strategy performed significantly better, suggesting that by controlling smaller, manageable aspects of our lives, we can eventually tackle larger and more complex challenges. In our daily lives, the Zorro Circle helps break down daunting projects into smaller, more manageable tasks. Whether it's a big career goal, a health transformation, or a personal challenge, the Zorro Circle encourages us to identify small steps that we can control. As we succeed in these smaller, controlled areas, our confidence grows, which then provides the momentum to expand our efforts and tackle more complex problems. Principle 6, the 20-second rule. The 20-second rule is about making positive habits easier to start and bad habits harder to maintain by tweaking small aspects of our environment. It encourages minimizing resistance for good habits by just 20 seconds of effort and adding small obstacles to discourage bad ones. For example, if you want to write every morning, leaving a notebook and pen on your desk can help. If you want to spend less time on your phone, keeping it in another room when you're working can break the habit of reaching for it mindlessly. This approach to habit formation is empowering because it doesn't rely on willpower, which is finite and unreliable. Instead, it focuses on designing environments that make good behaviors almost automatic. Small strategic adjustments can create a powerful ripple effect, transforming intentions into lasting habits and setting you up for long-term happiness and success. Achor shares a personal story to illustrate this. He wanted to practice playing the guitar daily, but found himself avoiding it because retrieving the guitar from the closet felt like too much effort. By moving the guitar to a central spot in his living room, he reduced the effort needed to start playing, making it more likely he'd pick it up. On the other hand, to curb his habit of watching too much TV, he removed the batteries from the remote and stored them in a separate room. The inconvenience of retrieving them discouraged impulsive TV viewing. Psychological studies support this approach. Research shows that people are more likely to make healthier food choices when fruits and vegetables are placed in visible, easily accessible locations. Similarly, making gym clothes ready the night before can dramatically increase the likelihood of exercising in the morning. The principle demonstrates that the difference between success and failure in building habits often lies in the small, seemingly insignificant barriers or aids. Principle 7, social investment. The principle of social investment suggests that one of the keys to happiness and success is investing in our social connections. Achor emphasizes that the strength of our relationships plays a significant role in determining our overall well-being. Strong, positive connections with friends, family, and colleagues help us build resilience against stress and difficulties. These connections are not just supportive, they are energizing, contributing to greater happiness and success in both personal and professional life. The research behind this principle shows that people with strong social networks tend to live longer, recover faster from illness, and are more successful in their careers. Achor cites studies where employees who have supportive relationships at work are not only happier, but more engaged and productive. For example, the well-known Happiness at Work study by Gallup found that employees with close friends at work are 7 times more likely to be engaged in their jobs. This connection also fosters greater creativity and innovation, as people who feel supported and appreciated are more likely to share their ideas and take risks. Achor also notes that social investment is not about quantity, but quality. Having a few meaningful relationships where trust and support flow is far more beneficial than a large network of superficial connections. The key takeaway is that happiness is, in large part, a communal experience. The more you invest in others and build up these positive relationships, the more your own well-being will improve. One of the key concepts in the happiness advantage is what Achor calls the ripple effect. The idea that our happiness doesn't just stay within ourselves, but extends out to influence those around us. Achor argues that happiness is contagious, and when we choose to adopt a positive mindset, we not only enhance our own lives, but also improve the lives of those we interact with. This principle is backed by research showing that when one person in a social group or organization becomes happier, their happiness spreads to others. This idea is rooted in the research of psychologist Nicholas Christakis, who found that happiness doesn't just affect the individual who feels it, but extends to those they interact with. According to the studies Christakis conducted, if a person becomes happier, it increases the likelihood that their friends' friends, and even people they don't know will experience a mood lift as well. Achor brings in additional evidence by showing that workplace environments thrive when positivity is shared. Employees who focus on positive emotions, rather than dwelling on stress or frustration, see improvements not only in their own performance, but also in the performance of their colleagues. This means that happiness isn't just a personal pursuit, it's a communal one. When individuals prioritize their mental well-being and share those positive emotions, they create a supportive, uplifting environment that benefits everyone around them. This principle of emotional contagion has profound implications for how we approach our personal and professional lives. For example, a leader who demonstrates optimism can influence the whole team's culture and productivity. In this way, cultivating happiness isn't just an individual benefit, it's a collective advantage. Thus, focusing on increasing positivity isn't just beneficial for the individual, but it creates a ripple effect that can positively influence an entire community or workplace. In conclusion, the happiness advantage encourages us to rethink the conventional wisdom that success leads to happiness and instead flips the narrative. Happiness leads to success. This shift in perspective has the potential to unlock untapped potential in individuals and organizations. By focusing on the positive, developing resilience, and leveraging social connections, we can create lasting, meaningful change in our lives. Thank you so much for listening and joining us. If you enjoyed the audiobook, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with more book summaries that help you expand your mind. Drop a comment below to let us know which book you'd like us to explore next, and we'll consider it for our upcoming episodes. We look forward to bringing you more valuable content right here on Page by Page. Until next time, keep learning and growing.